As I walked to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, you mother... The Windows 10! There's a hair in my mouth.
Yeah. Can't stop now. This may be the last chance I get to be famous.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. And last time, I can't remember what happened last time because I have a headache. And I'm tired because I've stayed up all night trying to figure out, I don't know, like, I'm always like, should I make a video? Then my brain's like, you should sleep. And I was like, but I want to make a video. It's like, no, sleep. I was like, but a video. Sleep. And it's like, video. And I'm like, and then they're like, YouTube. It's like, okay, sure. So, I think last time it was like the start of a rivalry. Yeah, between Lily and Shizune. But we're gonna get into it right now. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expression, I don't think they're buying it, but in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. Oh yeah, and he also got ran into by, like, a legless girl. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask, even if people's conditions are obvious, like Haneko's. There's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. I mean, like I'll like, you know, been through depression and stuff like that, like blah blah blah, mushy stuff. So, but I'm like, it's like if they ask if you don't want to talk about it, I'm like, I don't care. It's past. But you know, some people are, you know, picky like that. Well, not picky. Let's continue before I dig myself in a hole. So, how long have you been in this school? You all seem to know your way around pretty well. I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I've moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them. Though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. Well, at least you don't have Kenji as your freaking neighbor. Freaking weirdo, anti-feminist type person. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. Y'all don't have anything in your hands. Oh, the bell. That was a new bell. It isn't long before the bells are signaling. I can't speak. My brain is fried. Are signaling the end of the break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as effectively as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me for a second. I can see that she's considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Yes. Wait, why are you giving her that look like, oh, well, you have to be so jerky about it? I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. You're giving her a nasty look right now. What are you talking about? We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane. Hanako and I filing out before her. The nasty painting. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways, Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and me to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I'm going. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. Wait a sec, I just noticed there's like another room right over here. Where does that room go to? Or a hallway or something. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. It's like, oh! I forgot what voice I gave him. Oh God, I'm not even gonna try. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. She has them under her pinky. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it is some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material's relatively interesting. I need to look up his voice again and see what I gave him. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. What is pi? The bell. That's what I was waiting for. When the final bell sounds, I realize there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves. I'm left alone with the teacher. Matao is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it? Hold on, I have to find his voice again because it's gonna bug me. Okay, after the long search, I finally found his voice. I was actually looking over some of my old videos and seeing how cringy they were. Great. What is it, Nikai? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I'll do after school. Well, I got some work to do. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack. I think my voice cracked. Ooh, that rhymed. Clacking against the desk twice. Seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans? No. I considered joining a club, but I don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Tal looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about it. The disabilities. It's like, it feels like I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if, paused it. Even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There is not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. Except Kenji. He's a weird fuck. He says the same thing as Iko did. I know they're right. It's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk to Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. Yes, you can, but... Oh, good God. I'm told by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crashes in, hands straight in enthusiasm greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their sleep. Graves. And that's what I'm gonna have to do her voice. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with this rhythm. All the spit in my mouth talking, it's disgusting. And speaking of disgust, look at his face. He's like, ugh, this girl. Vital, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in her chair. Mikado? Misha stops her in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong but has no idea what. Yes? We have talked about the volume control before. Yes. But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So what is it? He's like, oh God, what? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some? Don't understand. How would I know? Like, how would he know? The president thought that a teacher would know if there is plywood. Is she wrong? Vital looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence. And Misha doesn't get it at all. He's like, good God, leave me alone. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm not sure about that, Hisao. I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. My voice. What should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Namiya. Mr. Namiya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time. You're so busy. She holds her head with both her hands, looking as despairing as possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do, and we are falling behind the schedule. Tal looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. Oh no. He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if he's trying to say, go make some friends. Oh no. ... I guess I can give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Chan. You're really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping, "Ah!" and looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun. We just had a little chat, but you interrupted. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hick-chan? No, I'm not. Is Hick-chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Mitao sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications whether I'm joining the council or not. Aww. Still, thanks, Hick-chan. Try to be quick. We are in a stall building streak now. We must hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other. There's something that feels like it's silent agreement. Oh, God. Well, there you have it, the guy. You have something to do now. Now get out of here. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. It's like, oh God. Finally, peace and quiet. The classroom's closet to ours designated belonging to classes 3-1, 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side. Each door looking exactly the same. I didn't understand a thing who he said. New words. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classrooms. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. It's, well, technically, I guess. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. Ooh. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? I know one thing, my back is killing me. My setup is like, I'm laying on the bed while I'm recording. So yeah, now you know my setup. Desks and chairs all around the room. Thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels? What the heck is that? Easels? In the corner, so that at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. What? Hold on. She eating with her foot? What is she eating? Is that a potato? Is that a potato? Look how small that potato is. And then look at the rice. And then what the heck is that? A gelatinous form? Oh, and she has no arms. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. What is she doing here? How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still, but I still somehow took her as a part of the furnishing or statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. You are not. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in the headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. Accept it. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence, trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctured only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello? The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here. For some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone in here. There isn't. That's why I came in here and too. She picks up another forkful. Does that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You're pretty observant.
Oh, I need to give her a female voice. Jesus.
Hold on, let me think about this. I'm not sure about this, but I'll try it.
You're pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you?
This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai. Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday.
I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice.
Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. Yeah, shake that nub of hers. It kind of bothers me, joking about these matters. Doesn't feel appropriate at all. Like making fun of the handicapped? Oh, it's always fun to make fun of them. Just look at Stephen Hawking. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch if you don't mind me? I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are back at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch, school's already over for the day.
What would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. You can eat whenever you want. Dang it, Hisao.
But I'm hungry and my delicious bunch lot would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious.
With much Ren once again picks up the fork between her toes with at least as much impolitement. She points it straight at me.
So Nakai, what brings you to this place?
Like I said, I was told to look for these things.
No, the school. From the outside you look fine. Is your problem inside?
I come to a full stop, opening my mouth and nothing getting a word out. Oh my god. I
can guess. I am good at guessing, better than most people.
Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. Well, kind of did with Lily and Shizune Hanako. I do get the feeling that not making issue of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. What if the people here could relate? Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstance, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overly contemptive look on her face. She's probably thinking,
what the frick is he's thinking about? Taking full 20 minutes just to think of an answer.
She puts her fork between her lips, leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. He has a heart attack. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants.
What? This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. Yes, I have an erectile dysfunction. I am sorry. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Ren's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment.
So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Your tackle? Still particularly in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, spit out the first thing that I could think of.
No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem.
Arthritis. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous.
What? What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down.
I forgive you. I collect people with I collect people in a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great.
Oh God, I can't read. My head hurts so badly. Collect people.
People with different problems.
Huh, so you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. I can't take this reading with little left to say. And resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else, or didn't need to know about it like everyone other student here so far. Should I have told it a natural part of the introduction? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? Come on, Dai. You're just being dramatic now, Hisao. Just put on the pants, the men's. My English. As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Maybe this is Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. It's probably the latter. As I walked to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance to study Ren from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She is not particularly pretty, except her murky green eyes with the flicker of relentlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. She is pretty to me. I don't know what you're talking about. She's not particularly pretty. Okay. The distance and the shadow make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep whales. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. Hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? Keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable. So I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. And that's where I'm gonna end it off here, because I can't take any more of my mistakes and reading, and my head hurts. But I would like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you, of course, you liked it. Comment on this new girl we have over here. Yawning again, don't worry about it. Yeah, the armless girl. And subscribe to see more of my content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.